Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. Now, there's one figure that I've been excited for its release ever since I saw it at San Diego Comic-Con. That's this figure in front of me. This Batgirl, DC Icons, Batgirl of Burnside with motorcycle figure based off the Cliff Chiang variant that appeared in Batgirl number 40. And it was an homage to Prince Purple Rain. Now, during that month for Batgirl 40, DC Comics was doing variants based off of movies. And Batgirl got the awesome cover that looked so much like the poster for Purple Rain, the classic film featuring Prince. Now, this is a figure that I saw so many months ago, and my jaw just dropped and immediately said, I want. So now it's actually hitting shops, and of course I had to get one. And we're going to crack open, we're going to show off what's inside, going over what, looked like an amazing figure sitting on the display so many months ago. I mean, seriously, if there's a figure I've been looking forward to ever since San Diego Comic-Con, this is it. Like, this was the one that I wanted, and this was the one I was excited for. Now, DC Icons, I think, are generally fantastic. We've done a couple videos so far showing them off. So, expectations are really high for this figure. Let's go and first show off what you got. Of course, you got the motorcycle, which you probably can't see underneath. All that plastic is a base for things to sit on. We've got Batgirl. We have some hand variants right up front. It looks like a cartridge, I believe. No, cell phone. Her hand. We've got kind of a grappling hook. A variant for her head, which is really cool. And then all the way underneath are more hand variants for you to go and play around with the figure. That's one of the things I think is amazing about the DC comic figures and the icons and the Batman animated series and pretty much everything they put out for in this general line of figures is that the level of detail I think is fantastic. The posability is unreal, and the amount of options they give you for the figures is just, to say impressive is an understatement. Every single one that I check out, I'm just blown away, partially because I didn't have these type of cool figures growing up, so maybe it's a little jealousy, but whatever. So of course we've got the base to start things off that we're going to put the motorcycle on, and we're going to start off from there with the motorcycle itself to really look at that specific item. Now, the bike is really similar to the one that appeared on the cover, slightly different, I believe, but, really meaty. I think there's a lot to it. It doesn't feel like a flimsy toy. I'm thinking of the motorcycle back in the Mask days. I loved that old toy series, and the green motorcycle there always felt kind of like a little chintzy. There's not tons of movement. Of course, the wheels move, which is really nice. It doesn't look like there's much else there. I'm trying not to break the thing, so I'm being very careful. The front turns a little bit with the handlebars and the front wheel, but there's not much movement overall. But that's cool, because this isn't one that I'm really want to do tons of playing with. This is very much one that's going to be displayed on a shelf because it's that freaking cool. It pops right into the display, super easy. I didn't even have to do much to it at all. I just put it in and it just slid in perfectly with kind of the flames or mud or whatever you're kicking up underneath. So that's pretty impressive, and it's holding on pretty well. I want to go and flip it upside down, but you can see I'm kind of going to the side and the thing's not falling. So as far as it holding up in that way, pretty good. But the key is Batgirl herself. How does she hold up and how is she looking? She's looking pretty good. So, as with all these figures, tons of articulation, really high quality. Hopefully we'll get some close-ups there. Start with the head. Great movement. Pivots really all the way around. Arm, exactly what we would expect. Full 360 motion. Joints at the shoulders, underneath at the elbow, the wrists for both arms, legs, full movement, and Ankles can twist. Foot completely moves around, so solid movement there. And we've got some movement in the belly, not tons, mostly actually to move back as opposed to forward. The belt's pretty decent. It's a little loose, but that's okay. I don't think, that really detracts anything. It's not a super tight belt and kind of is a little loose for it, but overall solid. Looking at quickly, the detail of the face is really good. The eyes look fantastic. The pupils are done well. The lipstick is solid and it's not kind of spread anywhere. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch that sort of detail with the figure, but it's looking really, really good to me. Trying to focus it so you can actually see. There we go. It's good. It's solid when it comes to that department. But let's go and look at some of these extras that we get for the figure. Let's start with her alternative head. It feels very weird to say that, but this one, unlike the one that comes with, she's smiling a little bit. Same details there. It's really solid. Great eyes. Mouth is open a little bit. The big difference is her hair is pulled back, so it looks like she's actually riding the motorcycle. And we will attempt to pop that off. There we go. So there she is with her hair back with the ponytail like that. One of the other differences, it comes with a different cape. I'd imagine this cape, so you can kind of get the wind flowing of her riding the bike, which is nice, simple effect. It's really, really minor, you would think, but I think it adds a lot to the figure to be able to get that and actually give you a sense of motion overall. Easily pops in. There's a nice little peg in the back. Didn't have any problems with that, and it's holding on pretty well. So let's see here. Hands. The big one will be the hands. Let's figure out the right hands to ride the motorcycle. So we've got options of one that's completely open, and the two others are the ones I think are more meant to ride the bike. So let's flip that out. Probably should put the hand in the right spot. One thing I do like about all these figures that they do is you can do things like this. You can give them different hands, which allows them to do all kinds of neat things. There's the great, figures from the Green Lanterns that you can actually have like constructs coming out of them, which I think is really, really neat. And it's a great idea. It's, I keep on saying, it's the simple things that adds tons of detail to the figures that make it really, really stand out to me. Let's see how easy this is to get her on the motorcycle. I think it's looking pretty good, so without playing too much with it, I haven't kind of optimized her look overall. She's on the motorcycle. We've got it so it looks like she's got some sense of motion to her. She's holding on pretty well. The hands do grip the accelerators, whatever you want to call it. I don't know motorcycle lingo very well. So that's pretty solid in that department. And she's, holding onto the bike. You're like, I'm not sure what else you want. The feet kind of prop in. They fit nicely in the accelerator on the bottom, or brake, or wherever the hell it is. Again, I don't know much about motorcycles, so the figure I think works out really, really well. Obviously, I haven't really kind of optimized the way she's sitting, but for quick futzing around, it works out pretty solid in that department. Let's see what else their little thing tells me, if there's anything that I'm missing. Of course, there are some other accessories that come with her. Take a look at those. We've got another hand. You can see that. It's kind of like a little hook like that. I would think that is to hold her grappling gun if you want. She also comes with a cell phone, which for those who know the character, is actually fairly important. And fits really, really well. This is a figure that I had, to say high hopes for would be an understatement. It doesn't disappoint at all. I think this is an awesome figure. This is like one that will absolutely go up on a shelf somewhere to display because I think it's that good and that cool. And this was when I think Batgirl really started standing out on her own and became the badass that we all knew she could be and she was. So there we go. I think that's actually even a better position than before. So overall, I think it's absolutely amazing figure. I looked at it on display at San Diego Comic-Con. I was impressed. Having it in my hands now, I'm even more impressed and super excited to be able to actually futz around with it and put it on display and show it off. So this is one that is hitting shelves now. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it's the only way I can describe it. This is one of the most anticipated figure that I saw coming out of San Diego for me, and it doesn't disappoint at all. So kudos, DC Collectibles, absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing, really, really, really cool, and you should go and check it out for those who want their own Batgirl of Burnside. There is a link below this video. You can go and get it. It's an affiliate link, most likely, so we do get a small percentage of that. But by doing that, you help support our site, and it's much appreciated. But overall, really impressed with this. If you are into toys, specifically if you're more into comic books and DC Comics and Batgirl, you should go check us out at graphicpolicy.com. We got news, reviews, interviews every single day, all kinds of new original stuff, constantly every hour on the hour, 7 days a week. You can also catch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, as always, thanks for watching and keep it geeky.